Hi, it's me, Brooks. Thank you for joining me today on Heal This. So, you made a decision that you want to make a change, but now you're stuck. What do you do next? And I heard you talking about all this practicing practice, Brooks. What the heck does that mean? So, let me talk about the method or the practice that I propose when we're trying to make a change. A lot of times we're uncomfortable or we're angry or we're not liking where we are, we're stuck. So we make a decision to make a change. Let me tell you, when you make the decision to make the change, you have already energetically changed cells in your body. And that's awesome. So you can think of it as the door hinge analogy, where if you open a door just a little bit, right at the hinge, it looks like it barely even moved, but out at the opening, there are huge effects. And that is exactly what's happening when you make a decision. First, you decide. I have decided I'm going to make a change. Sometimes that's deciding that you're going to exercise or you're going to eat different or you're going to go to bed a little earlier or you're going to really be more mindful of your routine. But sometimes that's really huge. Like, I'm going to change the way I think about myself and I'm going to change my life entirely. I usually want everyone to think about it as if you're going out on a very long journey or a very long hike and you want to have a backpack with you and you want to make sure you have some essentials in there and some safety stuff and you want to make sure that you're prepared. And that's exactly what is happening when you're going to change your life. You got to be prepared for all the times when you are upset with yourself or you're stuck again or you're just feeling really down. What you might put in your backpack are things like affirmations. And before I even start really holding myself accountable for this big change that I'm going to make, I would sit down and really focus on affirmations and mantras. And I would love to share some of that with you in another episode. So I would have those on my phone for sure to travel with me everywhere. I would even record them in my voice memo, write them in a journal. There's something about writing something that actually solidifies it into our cells. And I would put it on a bunch of sticky notes or papers around my house or just anywhere that I know I'm going to see it, in my car, in the bathroom, in the on the mirror, or just anywhere that I know that I'm going to need to remind myself I am awesome, right? So that kind of a thing. Also, have a playlist of happy songs, something that uplifts you, something that brings a smile to your face or really touches your heart in a very positive way, something that raises your vibration and really wants to make you move and dance and happy. That's what we're looking for. Also, TV shows or movies, things that make you laugh or make you feel really great or think happy thoughts about yourself. Those are all things you want to have in your backpack, your tool bag. And also, you want to have a phone a friend. If you have at least one person, if not two or three, whatever it works for you, people that really believe in you. Someone who every time you talk to them, you're like, oh, my heart is so happy. Thank you so much. I needed to hear your voice today, and I needed to hear you say that, whatever it is. I hope you have at least one person that you can call that just brings a smile to your face and cheers you up when you're not feeling your best. So having a phone a friend, also listening to either podcasts or going on social media where you can see uplifting things. Make sure that you're balancing out everything that you're watching, listening to, reading. Make sure that there's also positive things there, because if you look for it, there's always going to be negative things too. And if you're constantly putting yourself in the vibration of negative things, it's good to be aware of what's going on in the world, no doubt. But it's also good to know that there are really good things going on out there too. So make sure that you're balancing that out with really good, positive things. So now you have this backpack or this tool bag that you're getting ready to take with you on this journey of self-awareness and self-discovery and healing, right? So now we have our backpack, we've made our decision, and we also need to have the pause. There is so much power in the pause. What the heck is the pause? Well, life doesn't stop for us to practice changing our life. It just keeps happening. So we have to practice while life is happening. There are going to be times when we're triggered, or also we start hearing ourselves. We become more aware. We're thinking, oh my gosh, I didn't actually know I felt this way until I'm aware and I'm hearing myself. So instead of reacting, we pause and we listen for a minute. Just nobody even has to know that you're pausing, right? You're just not reacting. And you're taking the pause, and then you're remembering the affirmations that you assigned to this particular situation earlier. Oh yeah, I'm going to say this to myself right here. Or I'm going to remember that my sweet friend believes in me and I believe in me too. Even if for a moment, because you're just going to practice it. It's not going to be something that you all of a sudden just change, magic wand, everything's different. There was a time when I had 3 very small children. I had 3 babies in 5 years. And so at one point, they were 1, 3, and 5. And they were such a handful. I loved every single second of it. I really love being a mom. But man, sometimes they were just a lot, and I would be so frustrated. I remember that I really wanted to have more patience. And I remember asking for more patience all the time. And then I realized that I had to practice having more patience. And that meant that the next time that I wanted to be upset and say, what's going on? Go to bed. This is like the 12th time they've come out of their bedroom and you're like, go to bed. I just need some quiet or whatever. The practice comes from taking a pause, taking a deep breath, and saying something different this time, choosing something different this time. And that is where the pause comes in. So now we've decided, we have our tool bag, we have the pause button, right? And now we're going to set off on changing our life. And then all these thoughts come in. And we remember, okay, this is where I say my affirmations. This is where I play happy music. This is where I turn on something that makes me laugh. And I start thinking about how I want to change my life. I think about it. I visualize it. I actually take time to sit and think about what would life be like if it were different. And I ask those questions in my mind as I'm thinking them. What would it be like if I had a house that was bigger? Or what would it be like if I had my dream job? What would it be like if I found my soulmate? What would it be like if I could travel the world? And then I start saying them out loud. Now we say it. Now we talk about it. We start having the conversations. Invite conversations in that excite you about the change you want to make in your life. Start talking about it to your friends, to your family. Start talking about it to a counselor, to a coach. Start talking about how you want to make this change. And as you talk about it, you will want to start to learn more about it. And that is where the action starts. So now you're thinking, you're saying, and now you're going to start acting. And the acting for me is research. So what would it look like if whatever that is for you, you're trying to make this change, I get on the internet and I start looking for people who are doing what I want to do, or how I want to refocus my life. What is the change that you want to make? So start doing the research on it. When you do the research, Be specific. Start thinking and talking about and acting in a way as if, what if my life looked like this? What would that look like? Start doing the research and then start doing. If you have to take classes, if you have to start working somewhere else, start working on your resume, start looking at your finances, start talking to people who do what it is you want to do, or at least somebody who understands that you want to make a change and they are willing to put in the time to talk to you about it and help you in some way. Let's look at it. Let's talk about it. Yeah, what would that look like? Oh, I have a friend who has a friend who knows someone. Maybe they would talk to you. After we've done the research, now we are going to start applying and doing whatever the change is in our life. This is the part where a lot of people get really stuck. They start and then all their stuff starts coming up. And what does that mean? Well, anything that really needs to be healed in there is going to be triggered because you're trying to make a change. So at this point, you've thought about it, you've talked about it, you're researching, and now you're going to do it. You're going to start applying this in your life. And this is the part where it gets really easy to get stuck again. This is the meantime, right? So, for instance, you're here and you want to be here, but all this in the middle is the meantime. And they don't call it mean because it's nice. It's not the nice time. It's the meantime. It's the part where you're really doing the work. And the work is every day checking in with yourself. Where do I want to be? Am I there yet? Why not? Asking yourself those questions, having the thoughts, having the conversations in with yourself, with God, with people that you know are a really great compass for you. So, in the meantime, this is where you are really perfecting that practice becomes your practice. You are literally doing the verb, trying to build the practice of your life. So, this meantime, it is the work and it is not nice. And this is the part where people drop off. But I promise if you stick with it and you are true to yourself and you are practicing the practice, it will come through. It will come through for you. So once you really start to do it and you really start to practice it, one of these times you're going to have a breakthrough and it is going to affect you in a way that you are going to feel it. And that is the next part of this. You do it until you feel it and you feel it make a shift in your life. And once you make that shift and you feel it, then you are on the road to becoming it. And once you become it, you believe it. And that's what we're going for. Because once you actually believe that I am amazing, and you can say that, I am a powerful being, and you believe it, and all the cells in your body believe it, and you are vibrating at the frequency of being amazing, you're going to attract amazing. And all of that is going to happen because you are listening to yourself and you are practicing the practice and you are making the shift. You are raising your vibration and you're healing this. You're healing all the things that have been holding you back, and they aren't true. I believe in you. And I know there's a lot of people out there who believe in you, and I know you can do it. So let's heal this. What are we waiting for?